Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com here. Weird range of 7 wines today, and the first two, I don't think there's ever done these before, Koshu. Now Koshu, if you don't know it, is a grape that it's from Japan. So I've got 2 Japanese wines to start with. No one's quite sure exactly where Koshu came from, but some people think it originated in Turkey and made its way along the Silk Road. So I've got a couple from this winery, Grace Vineyards. So this is the Kaigatake. And let's give it a go. I've had some of these wines before. They're generally on the quite soft, gentle, yeah, interesting, but hardly great. I may be prejudiced here. Is it going to be full of a Turkish delight, or is it going to be a turkey? Well, it smells like it's going to be nice, clean, crisp and fresh. Nothing wrong with that at all. There's a bit of a citrus minerally bite there. There's this soft, slightly, yeah, peachy edge as well. Ripe, but crisp with it. It feels like, yeah, maybe if I've got a problem, it's just a little anodyne. It's nice, gentle. Can't say it's going to make a huge impression on me, but very happily sit there and quaff a glass or 2 of that. So this is the Hishima. I'm not sure whether Hishiyama. I don't know whether these are vineyards. The blurb that came with the bottles didn't fully say, but I'm sure I'll find out, and if I do, I'll post it on the website. This is slightly more expensive. They're not cheap. I think the first one retails about 15.5 quid. This one's up to 18. This one smells like it's a slightly richer and peachier. Still got that slightly pebbly mineral edge too. Bit more body, bit more weight, fleshier fruit, still with this crispness, still though, je peux le prendre, je peux le laisser. They're okay, they're not fabulous, but again, happily sit there and quaff my way through those. Not the entire bottle, you understand, of course. Anyway, next one, I love this name, Frangy, it's not Frangy, but that's what it says, Frangy. Roussette de Savoie. So we've got some weird wines today. Savoie is, well, if you're a skier, it's that bit where you, it's what you have with your après ski if you're up in the Swiss, French Alps and all that lot. Not many of the wines end up leaving the area, which can be a shame because they've got this like mountain freshness. Let's see what this one's like. Well, it's interesting tasting that after the 2 Koshu ones. Because it's got more of a precise mineral edge, and it's weird because they've got quite a bit in common. They've both got this edge of mineral, a bit of citrus, and this peachy citrus fruit. But this one has just got much more of a precise backbone, whereas the Koshu, it was okay, crisp to start with, and then maybe a little bit wobbly. This one keeps going through, keeps its freshness, keeps its vivacity, and yeah, much prefer that, and the finish stays with you quite a bit longer. Peach, guava, it's weird, this nice mix of crispness and tropical fruit. Nice wine. Okie doke. We're now heading down to the Languedoc, Chateau de l'Hospitalet, L'Hospitalet, probably should pronounce it, which is run by the enterprising Gérard Bertrand, and if you're down in that wonderfully named part of the Languedoc called La Clappe, that's where these are, very close to Narbonne. So this is the white wine, I think, I can't remember what it's made from, Bois Blanc, Vermentino and Grenache. Grenache, it doesn't say which Grenache it is. There's Grenache Blanc and Grenache Gris that could have gone in here. The weird thing about grapes like that, those, they're the ones that give the fullness and flesh and the rich peachiness, whereas stuff like Bois Blanc and the Vermentino, whereas the Grenache Gris comes in like 14.5–15% alcohol, Bois Blanc struggling to get to 12%, so that's the thing that gives it the spine and freshness. Let's see what this one's like. Smells like it's been in an oak barrel. It's got this smoky, oily sheen. It feels like the fruit's been quite ripe. It's almost like a mid-90s Australian Chardonnay, tropical pineapple peach fruit cocktail type of thing, but with this smoky edge as well. And then when you taste it, it turns into white Bordeaux. Got this richness, quite a juicy, fresh, plush, plump, peachy edge. The oak's there, but it's in balance. You notice it more when you smell it. But here, Yeah, nice rich wine. It's got real presence. Feels like it's a bit of a youngster at the moment, and I'd like to give it another year or so just to calm down, but tasty. Let's give it another go. Yeah, pretty nice. Don't mind that at all. I have no idea how much it's going to cost. If I have a problem with it, it maybe just feels like it's been slightly bolted together. I noticed lots of winemaking going on there, maybe not so much of the character of the land coming through. Would like a little less flash and a little more precision. Hey, let's see if this next one's got it. We're on to slightly fleshier wines now, and we're in Extremadura in Portugal. I've had some reds from these guys before, Quinta de Pinto. And the problem I had with those is they were rather old vintages. And I've got a feeling that this is falls into the same bracket. It's 2010 now, and I was sent this maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But it's 2007 vintage. I was thinking maybe they should have even got the 2009 out, but certainly 2008. Let's see whether my prejudices are confirmed or not. Well, it's got a rich, that nutty oiliness, that very rich peach kernel edge of Viognier. Certainly authentic in terms of that, but it smells like it's going to be quite heavy. It's more on the Condrieu style of Viognier than maybe some of the rather over-fleshed New World examples you get. Smells okay. Well, that's holding up remarkably nicely. I think you could probably slip that in with a row of Condrieu, and I don't think anyone would bat an eyelid about that. That's really pretty classy wine. I didn't like the reds, but I think that's very, very good. Yeah, because it's got this mineral edge as well. Nice wine. I don't think it's available in the UK at the moment, but pretty tasty stuff. Let's see whether the next one is pretty tasty. We're back down in the Languedoc now. Marquis de Penotier Viognier, Van de Pédoc. Let's give it a whirl. So Marquis de Penotier, their main vineyards around Cabadès, but I don't know whether this is Cabadès fruit or not. Cabadès, I think, is only a red wine appellation, next to Carcassonne, if you know your Languedoc geography. See, this is much more of a restrained nose. It feels like sometimes, for me, Viognier, you need to pick it quite late in order to get that voluptuous edge. I think they've got it right in the Pinto. I think they've maybe been a bit cautious here and picked it too early before those plump, plush flavours are fully developed. Because what happens if you pick it, and if it hasn't got those plump, plush flavours, then you've got this bit of crispness there. But if you want to keep that crispness, it's a struggle, because when your flavours get ripe, the acidity tumbles off, so you lose your freshness. Hey. Anyway, just a bit too early picking from the smell of it. Can't complain about the wine. It's nice, easy, juicy, but slightly anonymous. I mean, for me, if you're going to put Viognier on the label, you need a little bit of cleavage with it, and I don't think that's quite got it. Achman. Speaking in South African accents, we are on South Africa with the last one. De Grendel. Winifred. Well, one of the first things I smell is funny. There's two wines here, it seems. There's a creamy, rich one, which I think is from the Viognier and the Chardonnay, and then there's this green, grassy one, which is from the Semillon. This almost really too underripe character that I do find in quite a lot of South African, both Semillons and Sauvignon Blancs. Same in Western Australia for me as well, in Margaret River. Sometimes it's almost too green for its own good. So interesting to see how they fit together when you taste it. The funny thing is, at the moment, it's that green edge of the Semillon that is really holding the wine in check. There is that boisterous edge of the plumper and feels like oak-influenced barrel portion from it feels like something fat, like peachy Chardonnay or peachy Viognier going on there. But I'm not sure whether it's a very successful blend, but it may be. I mean, Semillon's a weird one because when it's young, it's either really mute and you don't get much of it, or it's got this green edge. Try young Hunter Valley Semillon, like gargling with battery acid. Same with Margaret River. Bordeaux, not quite the same, because they tend to they tend to, I don't know whether it's a different clone, but yeah, I never quite get that greenness in white Bordeaux that I do in Western Australia and South Africa. Interesting wine, great wine. Not sure about that. To be honest, my favourites here, I like the Pinto and I like the Frangy. So Hey, see you soon.